Hey everybody, this is my official first crafting video, and today I'm going to show you how to do some color blending with some inks and create a really pretty card. First of all, let me go over the supplies that I used in the card that I made, just so you have all of the supplies. First of all, the die cut that we're going to use today is going to be this really pretty flower die cut. It's gorgeous. For those of you that are looking for a way to store your die cuts, just as a side note, I use these really great magnetic sheets, and I can put my die cuts on here, and then I can slide them in here, and then I can mark exactly what the die cut is. These are really, really handy. I got these from scrapbook.com, and it helps me keep everything super organized. So these are like the stamp storage pockets, and then these are these great magnetic sheets. And then I can keep track of all of my stamps and know exactly what it is that I have and what I don't have. So we're going to use the real pretty flower die cut today. And then we're going to use this really cute, it's going to be a Hello Gorgeous die cut. This die cut comes from Honeybee Stamps that I got. So we're going to create both of these cards today. So you're going to need that. And then as far as our inking, the colors I chose today are Havana Red, a Lantern Light, and a Midnight Blue. So we're going to use all three colors. And then I got these handy dandy blending brushes, and these blending brushes are great because they have a cap. I don't know if you guys have seen these before, but it's great because as soon as I get done using it, I can put this cap on here and I'm not going to get ink everywhere. And then I just write on the bottom of my blending brush what color it's for, and I have one for each. Because I hate mixing colors sometimes. It drives me crazy. So I usually try to have each color for each thing. And then, so we have our blending brushes, we have our inks, we have our die cuts. And then we will have our card base, which I chose this really pretty blue card base for today. And then this we're going to cut down to do our mat for the inside of the card. And then we also have glue, which I got this great holder for this glue. This is also from Honeybee Stamps, and you just set your glue down inside just like that. And then it doesn't dry out and it doesn't clog. It's great. I love it. All right, so let's get started. So I went ahead and did the die cut for the flowers ahead of time. So it looks just like this. I just cut it out in a white cardstock for me to go ahead and do the inking. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my inks. And when I do the ink blending, I typically like to start up at the corner and then do the bottom corner, like the opposite corner. I just think it looks really pretty to do it that way. So we're going to start at the top corner. And we're just gonna go around here on our inking. And then I just kind of do the corner edge up here at the top. And then I go back and I'm gonna do the corner edge down here. So both ends, and it doesn't have to be even. Sometimes I like to have a little bit of the white come through on it. So it doesn't have to be perfect or anything like that. So I kind of just start that way, and then I'm going to go in with some of my Havana Red, and I'm going to go into the opposite corners with my red. So I'm going to go up here and kind of put in red in the corner here, and then red in the corner down here as well, and kind of do my four corners. And then the yellow, I'm going to kind of disperse in the center. So I kind of just go through and make a few yellow and probably put one up here. And the cool thing about using the yellow is that you can see that when I use the yellow, it automatically creates some of that little bit of green color, which is really nice. So that kind of all blends in together and creates a new color. So we're just going to put in some yellow here. And then I'm going to go back through and I'm going to add some more blue, kind of blend all that together. Whoop. And then some more red. And I just blend all these colors together. But you can see there's still a little bit of white that shows through. But that kind of gives you your colors, and then you can also see where the yellow and the blue create that real pretty green color. So once I do that, if you don't have one of these mats yet, I recommend getting one of these. I got it from scrapbook.com. These are great silicone mats because you can do all of your inking on there, and then it's easy to clean up. It's wonderful to clean up. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those on there. And then we're going to go ahead and move this. And then I got this handy dandy spray bottle. And then I'm just going to clean up my area, which is great. I just put the water on there, take a paper towel, and then I'm going to come through and I'm going to wipe all of this up. And sometimes I spray it a couple of times just to make sure that I get all of the ink up off of the table. But I reuse this mat over and over and over again, and it's wonderful because it's silicone, it's not going to stick. So as long as you wipe it up right away, then you don't have any issues with your ink staying on there. All right, so here is our pretty ink blending piece. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And then here is the die cut that we're going to use, which is the Hello Gorgeous. So I went ahead and cut one out, but I will show you. I have this really cute little tiny little die cut machine. It's the best. Here again, honeybee stamps. I'm obsessed with all things honeybee. And they come with these really cute little plates. So if you have all those small intricate little die cuts, you don't really have to worry about pulling out your big die cut machine. You can just put this little guy out and it's going to cut it perfectly. That's a really nice part about it, that I don't have to get the big machine out, either my Sizzix, or I don't have to get my electronic one, my Gemini. I can just go ahead and do this little thing here and it will automatically do my die cut. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's quick, and I never have to worry about getting out the big machine. And it saves my hand because it's so super fast and easy to do. So for this particular card, I'm going to do, instead of leaving this in the white, because a lot of times I would leave this in white, but I'm going to go ahead and do it in that midnight blue color to kind of help it pop out from the card. So I'm just going to come in here with that, and I'm just going to go through and I'm going to go ahead and ink my die cut. It kind of helps it with the kind of go with the flow of the card, I feel like. Sometimes I don't like to just use the white cardstock. I just like to give it some color to kind of match, so you can kind of see how pretty that will be on the card itself. Here again, we need to clean up our mess of blue. Lots and lots of blue. Perfect. Okay. So we have our pretty flowers that we did all of the color blending in. We now have our inked Hello Gorgeous name. And then for this, I'm going to put it on a white background. So I have my handy dandy cutter, which I love, love, love because it cuts things so incredibly well. It's so, so nice. So I'm going to cut a 5.5 by 4.25, because the nice part about this die cut, it is an A2 size die cut, which makes it so much easier. I don't really have to trim anything down typically. I can just make my normal A2 size framed card. And then this kind of gives it that matte look on the back, if you can kind of see that. So there's going to be a little bit of edge on the card. You could cut it down if you wanted to, but I kind of like the white edge on the actual sides of the die cut. So that makes that really nice. So then we're going to adhere this to the card. I'm going to put this on the mat behind. Now, typically I would use a fine tip, but lately I feel like the fine tip has gotten, it gets clogged so easily that I just kind of go along here. And believe me, it has taken some practice. And you don't have to glue everywhere, but I just come along here and kind of dot through all of these. If it's a super intricate one, I might do like sticker paper and run it through that way. And that way I don't have to do all the gluing down. But in a case like this, as long as I get most of it, it's going to go ahead and adhere to it and you won't have to worry about it. So I'm going to do that. And then go ahead and kind of line this up. And the nice part about this wonderful glue is that it lets you kind of move things around a little bit. All right, perfect. All right, so there is our base of our card right here. And then I went ahead, this is of course 5.5 by 4.25, our typical card size. I'm gonna go ahead and fold it in half, use my bone folder here to fold this down. Just like that. And then we're going to adhere this to the card base. So it's going to cover the entire thing just like this. So normally if I'm going to adhere this to this, I'll go ahead and use my tape runner for this. I just feel like it works a little bit better than trying to glue it. You can also use double-sided tape and that works as well. I do have some of that, but we're going to go ahead and just use the tape roller here. All right, so now we have this really pretty card and a blue card base. And then we're going to go ahead and make the inside matte part of the card, part of the card where we're going to be able to write what we want. We're going to go ahead and make that first, and then we're going to adhere our Hello Gorgeous to the front of our card. So let me get out my wonderful cutter machine here. So for the mat inside the card, typically I like to go about 5.25. So this is going to give you just about 1/4 inch on either side of the card. So I do about a 5.25, and then I'm going to do a 4 inch. So I take about 1/4 size off for each when I do my mats on the insides of my cards. So it just gives you that edge. You can still see the color of the back of the card, but it gives you a lot of space to be able to write as well. So we're going to go ahead and adhere that here with the tape runner. Just like that. And then I kind of just line this up where I want it, and we're going to go ahead and put that in there just like that. And then you can go ahead and stamp your sentiment if you want in here. Sometimes I'll put a stamp right down here, depending on what kind of card it is, and then I'll write it out. The reason I got this Hello Gorgeous die cut was because there's a lady that I get my clothing from, and her name of her company is Hello Gorgeous, and so I just thought it was perfect. So I'm gonna end up sending her one of these cards as a thank you. I'm sure she's gonna love it. So for this, we're just gonna adhere it. For this one, I kind of just adhered it to the actual card itself, and usually just do my glue for that. Here again, I don't usually use the fine tip anymore because it just becomes a pain. I will say though that the holder that I've got does make things a lot easier for sure, on keeping it unclogged. So I might end up going back to using the fine tip again, we'll see. But for now, this seems to work for me. So we're gonna take this and just adhere that right to the card, just like that. And then you could do any kind of other embellishments that you would like to do on the card, specifically stickles, or if you have some rhinestones or things, you could put those inside where the flowers are, which would be really pretty and cute. But here it is. It's pretty easy, pretty simple, doesn't take very long, but all of your ink blending and then your mat inside your card, it's pretty nice, it's pretty special, and I think people will love it if you make it for them. So super simple, super easy. So thanks for watching.